Hey everyone, it's Marianne with Akashic Inspirations, and this is going to be our reading for this week, starting today, the 16th, and running through the 22nd, which is actually going to be our new moon in Sagittarius. So we're going to be leaving these lovely Scorpio energies behind and going into a more fiery, exciting phase of Sagittarius. And but let's see what this week has to bring. So I don't know about you guys, but the last couple of days I feel like I've been running a marathon, and so just things have been just like super crazy. And but I did on Friday night did do a radio talk show with Dia from Ori's Oasis, and of course Debbie from Glammy Witch, and we had just a blast. So we decided we're going to do part two. I think it's going to be like December 19th, so I'm going to reconfirm with them on that. But it's going to be lots of fun, and we were talking about gratitude. So we got like halfway through, and there's still lots more to talk about. And I think it'll be perfect that we kind of blend it with Thanksgiving and then take us into the Christmas time and be able to discuss things for that holiday as well. So thank you for everybody who participated and listened in. Like I said, thanks to Dia and to Glammy because I had a lot of fun. All right, so this week what I decided to do, I got some new decks from Hay House, and one of them I actually used the other day on Facebook, and it was the Earth Magic by Stephen Farmer. And I really love this deck. I love the energies. I think it's going to kind of be for me another energy oracle like Sandra Taylor's, which I absolutely adore. But I just really love the earthy energies, very loving. And I thought I would pull a card from the Trust Your Vibes by Sonia Choquette, who's one of my favorite authors. I love her energy. She's very common sense, and the way she writes is fun and really totally honest from the heart. So I'm using those actually today in the Facebook as well. So so kind of being inspired by my Facebook page, and thank you to everybody who's been liking my page and subscribing to me on YouTube. And it's just and people are always asking me, do you do readings? And I'm like, yes, of course I do readings. So yes, I do readings. You can go to my akashicinspirations.com website. I have up there half hour and 1 hour Akashic record readings, as well as traditional tarot and oracle card spreads if that's what you prefer. But I always throw Akashics in there anyway. So oops. We got the first card that just flew out. I was just playing around with them. So go ahead and pull 3 cards. It's 2 have already flown out as we were chit-chatting. And so I hope this week is kind of more grounded, kind of more coming down to earth a little bit and allowing us to manifest, these spiritual things that we're seeing in the higher planes. And one of the things that came up in our radio show was that how a lot of people are seeing much more evidence of angels in our life. And that's been happening for me as well. And they're so beautiful, and it's such a thrill to be able to work with the different angels and guardian angels, and to see other angels, other people's angels. I've been able to be doing that much more frequently lately. So let's see what our first cloud is. First card. It's actually clouds. That's why I said clouds. And it says shape shifting. I don't know. A lot of people actually do divination through, just looking at the clouds. They get a lot of angel messages from the clouds. So I'm not too familiar with what he has to say about this. So let's explore it together, since I haven't been able to do everything in this deck. But kind of what I'm getting just intuitively is about kind of shifting our life, and looking up to the heavens, looking up to our angels, looking up to our guides in order to shift our reality. But let's see what he has to say. Let's see. It says most of us have an opportunity at one time or another to notice the shapes and forms clouds take as they drift gently across the sky. When we take time to simply observe, we can see the cloud people, images that are an elegant collaboration between nature and our imagination. So I think it's more about opening up our imagination. And let me see what it says here. It says, lift up your head, square your shoulders, and stand tall, such that your chest and heart open to the world, and notice how this feels. You may feel vulnerable at first, but stay with it. Let your shoulders fall forward slightly, pull your chest inward an inch or two, and let your head drop a little. Observe how this feels. Experiment your contracting your aura, your energy field, then expanded as far as you can comfortably can. By this kind of shape shifting, you can consciously choose your expression into the world. Just remember who you are at the core. So I like that. Like that message for the beginning of the week. They have some really unusual things. And for the middle of the week, we get ceremony with invocation. So actually, it's a really great time because we're going into the new moon, which will be on Saturday, I think on the 22nd. So it's time to kind of set your altar, set your space, and start thinking about what intentions you want to set, and be able to do, if you're witchy, do your spells, your candle magic, to work with the crystal grids, and be able to bring in things into manifestation. So I love that she's got beautiful. Okay, let's look at this card a little bit, because she has the energies coming right out of her hands as she's connecting to her crystals, and she's receiving divine guidance at the same time. So she has that earth and heaven connection, which is kind of what we're talking about, how to bring things into manifestation, into being. And I really think these cards assist us in guiding us towards that. So towards the end of the week, oh, beautiful, we get tree with grounding, which is actually the same picture as she chose for the back of the cards. So that's always like kind of like a double, excuse me. It's always kind of like a double confirmation for us that that this is a really important card, and this had very special meaning to him, who was the author. And the grounding is about allowing yourself to really bring from the divine, and working with these crystals to ground ourselves deeply, deeply into the core of Mother Earth, which will allow that manifestation to then come forth as new seeds are sown in the new moon. Then as we go into the cycle again of approaching full moon in December, we'll be able to manifest that which we are planting right now. So very appropriate. And so I'll pull a card now, and these cards are really lovely. Look, this is the back of the card. It's so funny. Somebody mentioned today that it looked like Darth Vader, and I'm like, Darth Vader? But if you put the two cards together, you see here, it's kind of like the Darth Vader helmet. So I thought that was like very funny. I thought, oh wow, what a different perspective, right? I hadn't seen that, and I just thought that was fun. And oh my heavens, Lord! All right. I'm sorry. I'm just going to pull the top one here. That just all of these fell right on the floor. So I'm just going to pull this one. And it says, what do you love? And it's a very interesting because it's number 23 card. So 23 breaks down to 5, which is changes. So I think this week is going to be subtle changes. And you're going to be starting to see as we're ending the full moon cycle, going towards the new moon, we're going to be able to be seeing some of these things. I know a lot of people are starting relationships. I've heard several people have met someone, or kind of just getting into the flow of a new project at work, or just kind of gearing up for the holidays. So let's read a little bit about what Sonia Choquette has to say about what do you love. It says, one of the most powerful tools for raising your vibration and attracting divine support is to openly acknowledge out loud what you love on a regular basis. For example, rather than spending your lunch break talking about the boss you hate, the postal clerk who gets on your nerves, or the bad drivers on the road, focus instead on the wonderful friend from college who will be visiting, or the corner coffee shop that makes the best latte you ever had. In other words, this is why I love her, affirm the good things in life, and when you speak, do the same when you chat with friends on the phone or email them. And it's funny because I feel that lately I've been really picking up on people's energies, and if they're in like kind of that negative nanny type of talk, it feels like an abrasive, fingernails on the chalkboard to me. Like my whole body feels, shocked, and it's like I can't even stand to listen to it. I can't. It just upsets my whole energetic flow, and I think that's also part of my learning, um, as an empath, to set my boundaries. So part of the lessons that I'm learning is, even though I love my friends and I love my family, and I love others very deeply, and I always want to be the helping person, but I've realized that for myself, I need to start considering that I can be a loving source without taking on their issues, because not only will that not serve them by me fixing things, it's not lasting. It doesn't allow them to learn their lesson, so they just have to go through it again farther down the road. And my lesson to me is to set my boundaries and to be protective of my own energies. So what do I love? Okay, so that's a good thing. So let's, give me some comments, give me some feedbacks. What do you love? I love sitting in my porch. I love working out here. When I'm doing my regular, 3D 9 to 5 job, I'm very lucky that I do work independently, and I'm able to sit out here and make my calls and work on my computer and do my files and all that kind of good stuff. And I'm able to do my readings out here. I'm able to just sit out here with a cup of coffee and enjoy the fresh air. So that's one of the things I really, really, really love about my life. Apart, of course, from my children and my family and my friends. But for me personally, on a day to day basis, this is something that really gives back to me. It really enriches my life. So think about the things that really enrich your life and what you love, and give me a comment and share your experiences. So I hope you have a fantastic week. Remember to maybe pull out your crystals, look up to the sky and do some cloud divinations, right? Sorry, it's getting a little dark over here already. And work on your invocations and your magic spells or your candle magic, whatever you're going to be doing. And make sure you ground. Make sure you ground into nature, and see your roots really firmly into the core Mother Earth. So I wish you a really great week. Namaste.